Welcome back, everybody, to round 3 of American Rally Association presented by DirtFish. Now, we are in beautiful Washington State this weekend, and guess where I'm at? DirtFish Rally School. This is the headquarters, and they are also the title sponsor of the Olympus Rally. Now, this Olympus Rally was started back in 1973, and it's one of the only rallies in the U.S. to have world acclaim. Why? Because this was one of the rounds for the World Rally Championship, and actually during the height of the Group B era cars. Now, the rally did stop back in 1988. It was reintroduced back in 2006 and has been one of the favorites for many of the drivers. Now, speaking of drivers, guess who was here yesterday? Ken Block, and he's back in a Subaru. And now he's going after Travis Pastrana, who is leading in points, and he's on a great streak this season. Another great one to look out for is Ely Barta. He's also on a great winning streak, and if his vehicle looks really familiar, it's because it was actually a DirtFish Rally School vehicle, and you've also seen it through David Higgins. Now, these roads are going to be a mix of forests, and they're also going to have clear-cut terrain, but they're long, tortuous, and they are also twisty stages, which means there's no room for error. Weather is always a factor during rally weekends, especially here in Washington when anything can happen. Now, the teams and drivers have been testing on dry gravel that you see all around me. However, this weekend, it's supposed to rain, so that's going to be a true test to how they adapt to all the weather conditions. Well, I'm still here at DirtFish headquarters. Follow me as I go talk to someone special. Well, I told you guys I was going to talk to someone special, and I'm here with DirtFish CEO Justin Simpson. Justin, thank you so much for joining me. You know, I got to ask you this because I get this question all the time. You're going to be the perfect person to answer this. Where does the DirtFish name come from?
So the short answer is sliding in the dirt and fishtailing. It's pretty much that simple. We had a couple key team members from the founding team and back in 2010 when DirtFish started, just ideating stuff up on a wall, throwing names up there that had to do with rallying, and someone combined sliding in the dirt and fishtailing, and that was that.
Well, there you guys go. Now you guys know, the more you know, the more you know. Well, this is a premier driving school. You know, drivers like Ken Block was actually here just a few days ago. What does that mean for you, for rallying as a sport, and what's for the future?
Yeah, we're super excited to have Ken back in a Subaru. DirtFish has had a Subaru partnership for our entire time, 10 years. And yeah, we offer a ton of different opportunities for people out here at DirtFish Rally School. We have over 300 acres and programs anywhere from 2 hours all the way up to 3 days, private programs, and even customized programs for rally competitors who want to hone in their skills. So pretty much if you want to get into rallying or you want to have an experience about rallying and just experience it firsthand driving that car instead of just watching it on our channels, this is how you do it.
Well, that's awesome. And one of the drivers in the ARA championship, Nate Tennis, he's an instructor here, which is awesome. And going off of that, can you talk to us a little bit about your partnership with ARA, how you're helping grow the sport in the United States?
Yeah, Nate is our head instructor and program operations manager, so he's in charge with creating all of our programs here at DirtFish. And with our new partnership at ARA this year, we're the official media partner. So here we are creating content and getting things going, helping spread the word of rallying out to the rest of the global community. And really the objective of that is to further our interest in rallying and continue to grow the sport. I mean, we want to be the go-to place for rally news and information and content and supporting teams and fans. And we're doing that in our home country first with getting involved in the American Championship.
And talking about that, we have a big rally. You guys are the title sponsor of the Olympus Rally. Now, if our viewers and fans want to come to the school, where's the best place that they can find information?
Yeah, just go to dirtfish.com. There's a little school link in the top right corner, and that gives all the information about our programs here at DirtFish. And then, of course, yeah, check out the Olympus Rally. So much history there, an amazing rally with even the Group B era back in the 80s. And we're super excited to be the title sponsor of that event, several years running. So
awesome. Well, Justin, thank you so much for your time. You guys stay tuned because we're about to go talk to some of the teams and drivers about the Olympus Rally this weekend. The 2021 Olympus Rally is here, and I'm hanging out with Derek from the Hoonigan Racing Division. Derek, walk us through how it's been. Ken's back in a Subaru. What are your thoughts on that?
Pretty big, I think, for the fans. We have a really good relationship with everybody with Subaru, Vermont sports car, from 2005 through to 2009. So 11 years difference and back with Subaru. It feels quite good.
And going off of that, you're talking about it's feeling great good, 11 years in the making to come back full circle. What's Ken's thoughts on it that he's mentioned to you?
No, I mean it's basically we had a small test, 30 miles. We got a fair bit done with the car. There's still a lot to do for Ken, so it's a big ask really for him to step into Olympus Rally, which we won in 2008 and won in 2012. So expectations are quite high, but we're just going to see how he plays out tomorrow morning on the first 3 stages, and hopefully dials himself in, and then we'll see where we are.
Going from 100 Acre Wood to this rally, completely different. They're long stages throughout. Has he mentioned anything that he wants to, how he's going to stay in the game, especially with stages that are over 18 miles long?
Yeah, this is a real classic event. 140 miles over the weekend. The split of stages tomorrow, there's 3 stages in the morning, they're repeated, and then you've got the 2 really long 18-mile stages. So you've got to just basically concentrate all the time. So yeah, it's basically not overdriving, concentration, and then basically just enjoy the stages.
And going off of that, this car, it's beautiful, brand new livery on it. It looks wonderful out there. What are some main things that you guys changed on this car to make it geared towards Ken's driving style?
No, historically, like Ken's car setup is quite in one direction. So we basically just concentrated that on the test, and after 20 miles or so, we were kind of getting there. So it's feeling more and more comfortable every time he drives it. So I think the competition tomorrow morning, as soon as we get into the first stage, he'll just pick up where he left off from the test, and we'll just keep on going on. And I expect us to make some changes during tomorrow to try and help him for Sunday as well. So.
And going off of that as well, you said that he's got some miles on this, but it's a brand new car. Recce was today talking about that. The stages are going to be completely different, possibility of rain. So if Ken comes in and says he wants to change something, how long does something for like that it's going to take to change, especially differences with the weather?
Yeah, well, it's just literally starting to rain now, so we expected to rain overnight and into tomorrow. The big difference from normal is the ground's not saturated, so we've already kind of made a half push towards where we want to be for a wet course. So that work's already been done, and then we'll react again to see what the actual rain's doing in the morning. But I think we're in a fairly good place to start with, and then hopefully this rain will just keep the dust away.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Derek, for your time. I really appreciate it. Best of luck to you and the team this weekend.
Thank you. We're really pleased to be here.
Thank you. Brandon, thank you for taking the time. It's always great to chat with you. The first 2 rallies are out of the way. Snowdrift, obviously, very slippery conditions. And then 100 Acre Woods, it rained pretty much the entire time. Going into Olympus, there's long stages. What's the game plan for that?
Yeah, obviously the first 2 rallies of the season were like polar opposite. We had super icy, snowy conditions at Snowdrift, and then Missouri's like flat out the fastest roads that we're on all year. And now we're at Olympus, which are probably the most challenging roads and most twisty, and there's lots of gotchas out there. So, I mean, we've got a bit of rain, but that might actually help us just with the dust right now. It's pretty dry out there, and but maybe it'll get slippery a little bit. I think just in general, the nature of the roads is going to be the biggest challenge of the weekend.
And going off of that, weather conditions, it's always up in the air during rally weekends. And like you said, the rain might keep the dust down, especially during today, Recce, it was super, super dusty. Going with that, how quick is it to be able to adapt to the challenges of the weather conditions?
Well, you're going to have to adapt pretty quick here, or you're going to end up off the road. It's just sort of the way it is. But I feel comfortable on these roads. I think they're abrasive, so even when they get a bit wet, you can still find a lot of places to carry kind of the same amount of speed. You just got to be careful for the areas that maybe have like some more leaves down or a newer surface, and it gets really slippery. So you just kind of got to dissect your way through the roads, and obviously pace notes are going to be a key factor.
We did Wildcat today. Lots of hairpin turns throughout, a lot of elevation changes. It's one of the longest stages tomorrow. How do you feel you're going to tackle that?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done Wildcat in a handful of years now, so I was pretty excited that they put it back on the stage schedule. It's supposed to rain the most tomorrow, and I know for a fact that stage gets really slippery, so we'll be not only doing it at night, but it could likely get pretty slippery in places, and I think that'll be it's one of the longest stages where you could actually make a lot of time or lose a lot of time, so we'll probably see some gaps made there.
Going into Sunday, we're running 2 stages, 2 times each, and those are actually going to be the longest stages as well of the overall weekend. How do you put a game plan into Friday comparative to Saturday and vice versa, knowing that, you got the longest stages, on Sunday?
I mean, I don't think there's much of a game plan. If you look at how Travis came into the first 2 events, is just like flat out, especially everyone else too. But I don't expect him to slow down. So I think Friday is going to be, flat out, try and create a gap if you get the opportunity. And then Sunday stages are they're slightly more simple than what we'll do tomorrow. So they'll be fast, but they're not as challenging, and it'll be harder to make big gains on Sunday. So I think tomorrow's sort of the day to, really push and try and make a gap.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. You guys heard it here. Brandon said tomorrow is the day to push it and make those gaps. So best of luck to you and the entire team.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.